YouTube? This your boy Blackstar Uzumaki. I'm back again. We checking out the White Mage now to see what is new with the White Mage. Shout out to Larryzaur for these videos, man. I'm gonna drop the link to his channel and to this video in the description down below. Y'all go over there and show him some love, man. Show him some support and appreciation for everything and all the information he brought back from the media tour, and for any of the other content creators who you see who worked hard on the media tour and brought info to you guys to easily, you know, digest and, you know, and check out. Y'all show them some love with your subs and likes and everything too, because those guys worked really hard to give y'all this information in the short amount of time that they did, you know, with as professional and you know, as they did it too. So shout out to all of those guys. But without further ado, let's see what's going on with the White Mage. This is the healer I use mainly. I main with when I do heal, I always use White Mage. I've always used White Mage. I really didn't mess with any other healers, a Scholar or Astro like that. So let's see. This is my wife's main too. This is my wife's main job.
White Mage. Classic White Mage. It's that friend that you can always rely on to be there for you and raise you up when you're down. You know, because they were too busy spamming glare in the first place. But first, I have a disclaimer. I was sponsored by Square Enix to try out this development build of Endwalker, and everything that you see here is subject to significant changes. That includes potencies especially. Since a lot of them change throughout all of the jobs, I would not worry about them. But anyway, let's take a look. For DPS, you've got Glare 3 now. Yeah, Glare got super buffed because apparently it just skipped right past 2 and on to 3. And then for your dot, you still have Dia. Not only that, but Holy also jumps straight from 2 to Holy 3. And this is Holy 3. It's very shiny. You've got a new ability called Aqua Veil. Fluid Aura is gone and deleted, but it has a spiritual upgrade to Aqua Veil. It's a 15% damage mitigation that goes on you or a party member and lasts for 8 seconds. Them change throughout all of.
That was about fast as hell.
For DPS, you've got Glare 3 now. Yeah.
Glare 3. They skipped 2 and went straight to 3. Good
Glare
Lord.
got super buffed because apparently it just skipped right past 2 and on to 3. And then for your dot, you still have Dia. Not only that, but Holy also jumps straight from 2 to Holy 3. And this is Holy 3. It's very shiny. You've got a new ability called Aqua Veil. Fluid Aura.
Wow. Holy 3 just looks amazing. Yeah, Aqua Veil reduces damage taken to self, taken by a party member or self by 50%.
Is gone and deleted, but it has a spiritual upgrade to Aqua Veil. It's a 15% damage mitigation that goes on you or a party member and lasts for 8 seconds. This is pretty cool because you could give it to a tank as an extra cooldown when they forget to pop one of their own, you know, for a tank buster. The level 90 skill is called Lilybell. You place a healing blossom at a targeted location for 15 seconds and you get 5 stacks called Lilybell applied to yourself. Anytime that you are dealt damage, 1 Lilybell stack will be consumed by the healing blossom to do a 400 potency AoE around it. And then if for some reason by the end of the timer there are still Lilybell stacks remaining, it'll eat up the rest of them to do a 200 potency AoE for each remaining stack. This will be—
That's cool. That is really cool for a White Mage. A Lilybell.
Particularly good for raid AoE mechanics that fire off a bunch of consecutive AoEs. Then there's a pretty significant change to Thin Air. It used to make
Thin Air?
all of your spells free for 12 seconds and on a 2-minute cooldown. Well, now it's a 1-minute cooldown with 2 charges, but it will only affect the next spell that you cast. So,
oh, wow. That is a significant change. So it's 2 charges on Thin Air, and it only works on the next spell that you cast. Huh. I don't know how I feel about that. I think it would slow down, you know, slow stuff down a little bit for White Mage.
So if you have 2 charges, that means 2 free raises guaranteed. And then speaking of charges, Divine...
Wait, what?
Cooldown with 2 charges, but it will only affect the next spell that you cast. So if you have 2 charges, that means 2 free raises guaranteed. And then
2 free... Oh, I didn't think of that. I didn't think of it that way. So maybe it won't. Wait, did it say Next spell is cast without MP. So and the maximum is 2 charges. Where is thin air in this hotbar? Is that it? That look like it's it. Yeah, it's at 0 right now.
You cast. So if you have 2 charges, that means 2 free raises guaranteed. And then speaking of charges, Divine Benison now has 2 as well, which means you could put Divine Benison on both of the tanks for shared tank busters. You know, because they both forgot to pop a cooldown. And that should do it for White Mage. Those are all the changes. Thank you so much for watching, and all of my videos.
Got 2 Divine Benisons. That's what's up. White Mages, I feel like they'll be happy with this. I don't know. I thought it would slow down the job with thin air being 2 charges here. But if it's I don't know. I would have to try it out. I would have to try it out and see. But yeah.
Videos on the Endwalker job changes are out now, so check out the playlist in the link in the description below to watch the next one. Okay, bye. Scholar, the original shield healer. While everybody else is going to be playing with the shiny new Sage, you instead are going to be a dedicated scholar because you're educated and you have a book. But first, I have a disclaimer. I was sponsored by Square Enix to try out this development build of Endwalker, and everything that you see here is subject to significant changes. That includes potencies especially, since a lot of them change throughout all of the jobs. I would not worry about them. But anyway, let's take a look. Firstly, the DPS spells. You've got a new single target spam, it's called Broil 4. You still have energy drain, that'll use up your Aetherflow stacks, which is very important, and your dot is still Biolysis. Then there's a new AoE spell called Art of War 2. This is an instant cast spammable AoE. Scholar's GCD shields were super buffed. Adlo will now be a 180% shield, and Sucker is a 160% shield. Scholar is gonna still be the big with 2 Gs shield healer. And not only that, deployment tactics, the one that spreads your Adlo shield to everybody, is on a 90.
The big with 2 Gs. The scholars, y'all was making fun of me, huh? I'm still gonna be holding it down as the shield healer. Reduces deployment tactics recast time.
Second cooldown. You're going to be able to utilize this for way more mechanics over the duration of a fight, so it's super good. Then there's a new instant heal called Protraction. It increases the maximum HP of a target by 10% and restores that amount. It also increases the healing actions on that target by 10%, and you can do this every minute. It's going to be so good for tank busters. And then there's the brand new toy that everybody's talking about, Expedient. This will give everybody sprint and a 10% damage mitigation for 20 seconds. I know it's been a meme, but in all seriousness, this is a super unique ability, and there will likely be strats around utilizing this for movement. I mean, just look at Lucio. Everybody loves Lucio. A lot of the mechanics in our game is centered around movement, so if you have an ability that augments your movement, that automatically makes it powerful. Fey Blessing no longer costs Fairy Gauge, which means the only thing that your Fairy Gauge is going to be used for is Fey Union, otherwise known as Sage Mode, which actually brings up one of the differences between Scholar and Sage. The Fairy can heal either everybody, or it could switch over to a single targeted healing burst. Sage, on the other hand, can only do the single targeted healing with their Cardia. The Fairy is very powerful, and it's part of what makes Scholar a Scholar. And not to mention, the Fairy seemed much more responsive. I tested this out by alternating using the Fairy GCDs and seeing if it would immediately do it, and it seemed like it was. So time will tell on that, but we'll see what it feels like on live servers. And that will do it for Scholar. I'm really wondering what the healer meta is going to end up looking like for Endwalker, but let's not forget one important thing.
I was just sitting here wondering too, like, did she transform into the angel one anymore? Because he didn't do it, but he just did it. I was wondering, was that gone? But it looked like they brought back 3. I don't know if Scholar always had 3 of these, but I thought it had 2. But it looked like if it is, they brought that back.
People like doing damage, and Scholar increases the party's damage. Huh. What about that, huh? Thank you so much for watching, and all of my videos on the Endwalker job changes are out now, so check out the playlist in the link in the description below to watch the next one. Okay, bye.
Let's check out, see what's new with what's cracking with Astro.
Astrologian is now classified as a pure healer along with White Mage, as opposed to the shield healers, Scholar, and Sage. As such, it has changed a ton, and I believe in very cool and interesting ways. But first, I have a disclaimer. I was sponsored by Square Enix to try out this development build of Endwalker, and everything that you see here is subject to significant changes. That includes potencies especially. Since a lot of them change throughout all of the jobs, I would not worry about them. But anyway, let's take a look. Firstly, your DPS spells. Your spammable spell is called Fall Malefic, since it went up to Malefic 5 and we
deals unexpected damage with potency of 250. Fall Malefic. Alright.
Can't have that. And your dot is still called Combust 3. And then Gravity was upgraded to Gravity 2, which is a super cool.
Yeah, that Gravity just looks dope. Does unexpected damage 130 to all targets, so it don't gotta fall off. Good.
Cool animation. I mean, look at it. But we're not here for DPS, right? We're here for the healing. Let's go over the card changes, shall we? Draw now has 2 charges.
Draw has 2 charges. Okay.
Redraw is no longer 3 charges, but you can always use it for each card that you draw. One time. You can undraw still as well or play the card. Then there's Minor Arcana, which will draw either a
draws either the Lord of the Crowns or the Lady of the Crowns from your divining deck. Okay.
Lord or
I don't play Astro, y'all. I haven't touched Astro. So I'm hoping people who see this video, Astros, y'all can let me know in the comments below if y'all happy with some of these changes y'all see. Even though this stuff is subject to change, take it with a grain of salt. But if y'all happy with y'all see so far and what y'all hearing, let me know in the comment section down below how y'all feeling, Astros.
Lady. You don't lose your currently drawn card to do this. It is a separate mechanic altogether. It's on a 1-minute cooldown, and then you can play that card using a separate action called Crown Play. Lady is an AoE, and Lord is an AoE attack. I tried for like 10 minutes to draw a Lord and I never did, so this is what the Lord looks like. Since Astro is now considered a pure healer, Aspected Benefic and Aspected Helios will both apply the regen always. And then when you activate Neutral Sect, which is your special big heal mode, it will add an additional shield to those in addition to the 20% healing buff for 20 seconds.
Oh, that's cool. Increase healing potency by 20%.
Celestial Intersection now has 2 charges and includes a shield boost. And Collective Unconsciousness.
Dude, look how that looked. Look how that looked.
Now has 2.
That's just beautiful, man. Holy crap. That's just freaking beautiful. Look at that.
Has 2 charges and includes a shield boost. And Collective Unconsciousness is the 10% damage mitigation and a regen. The seal system works in a very different way too. Firstly, Divination no longer requires the seals. It's a flat 6% damage buff to everybody for 15 seconds on a 2-minute cooldown. It means you can use it in the opener right away. Instead, the seals are used on a new ability called Astro. It'll grant an effect depending on which seals it consumed, and you can get all 3 effects if you have all 3 seals. They are as follows. There's gradually restore your own MP, give a 10% haste buff essentially, or give a 5% damage buff. This is very interesting. I think I like this more than using it up on Divination. Then you've got a new ability, Exaltation. It's a
Exaltation. Man, these animations for some of this, y'all. Look at that, got moons. A lot of jobs got moons and stuff like that in them. Like Ninja got a crescent moon on his back and his blades. I think Samurai got a crescent moon on it. A lot of moon lunar theme stuff in here.
New ability, Exaltation. It's a 10% damage mitigation on a target that will also do a 500 potency heal at the end of the 8-second duration. And you can do that once every minute. Very neat for tank busters. It feels like all of the healers got a special ability on a minute cooldown for tank busters. And finally, there's Macrocosmos. This one is super cool. It's a 250 potency AoE attack, but it also grants Macrocosmos to everybody for 15 seconds. During this, half half of all of the damage that is taken is compiled. And then when you activate it again, or when the timer runs out, it will heal up for that compiled damage. And it looks freaking cool. And yeah, that will do it for Astrology. I would say it's like 50% new, so you know, look forward to that. Thank you so much for watching, and all of my videos on the Endwalker job changes are out now, so check out the playlist in the link in the description below to watch the next one. Okay, bye.
It's cool, man. Cool. Like I said, I'm gonna put Larry's like the link to his channel in the description down below, and this video and all that stuff. But yeah, y'all let me know, Astros. Y'all let me know how y'all feeling in the comment section and all that stuff. Let me know how y'all feeling about these changes. I think they're pretty cool. I don't play Astro or nothing like that. But yeah, this your boy Blackstar Uzumaki. If you appreciate what I do here, you know, appreciate my little feedback I give, and you know, my reactions and stuff like that. Just let me know how y'all feel in the comment section down below. Peace.